everybody, welcome back to my channel. I'm Allie and this is Allie B Reads, and I'm going to do my April wrap up. I can't believe it's May already. This wasn't the best month for me. I technically read 8 and finished 2 I started in March for a total of 10, which was significantly less than what I read in March. So I didn't have a good reading month though. Like, it was pretty shit selection. I'm hoping that the next couple months will be better, but I'm still going to go over what I read. So without further ado, let's get started. So I will start with the 2 I started in March and then finish in April. The dog might snore. He's joined me in the room. Sorry. The first one I did was Matilda by Roald Dahl. I got the audio book from the library, and it's narrated by Kate Winslet. I gave it a 2-star. I did a video on what was better, the book or the movie, and to me the movie's better. It's pretty faithful, but I just found that the way some of the characters were written at times was not as good as they were portrayed in the movie. So, but Kate Winslet, the only reason I didn't give it a 1-star, because I probably would have not finished it, was Kate Winslet's performance doing the audiobook. She really put voices into all the characters, and she's so lovely anyway. So, 2-star. The other book that I finished in April, the beginning of April, was Rune and Rising by Leigh Bardugo. This is the final book in the Shadow and Bone trilogy. So I finished the trilogy. The show came out this month on Netflix, and I won't watch it. I gave this a 2-star, so I gave every single one of the books a 2-star. Just a grand total of a 2-star for the series. I'm probably going to do a series review, to be honest. I don't like teen fantasy. I don't like the way this ended. I think the characters are all pretty shite, and it just wasn't good. And I'm really tired of reading weak female characters written by women. So, 2-star. Don't read it. I read 4 Agatha Christie books this month. So I have the little stash here. They're all Poirot, so I'm just going to kind of go through them first and get them out of the way. So I read Sad Cypress. The good thing I say about Christie is all her books are different. Like, she did really try to create every mystery different, and different settings, and different, like, the characters were totally different except for like the recurring ones. But this one kind of takes place in a courtroom mainly, and you're hearing like the story told, and Poirot believes the woman on the stand is innocent, so he's trying to figure it out. I didn't really like this one. I don't know if it's just I don't like courtroom kind of books, but I wasn't a fan of this one. And then I read Dumb Witness. Again, different type of mystery. The thing I liked about this was there was like a dog involved, and that the dog, it's made to look like she tripped over the dog's ball, but the dog's ball is always put away, so it was made to look like an accident. But was it? So I like that aspect of it, but again, like, it didn't blow my mind. And honestly, like, Sad Cypress and this one I've already forgotten about. So, and then I've got Cards on the Table. I had heard that this is a favorite of some reviewers that I've seen review Agatha Christie's books. A lot of people say that this is one of their favorites, underrated ones. It was okay. Like, honestly, I already forgot who did it. The thing I did like about this was that this eccentric guy is really fascinated by murder, and he invites 4 people, like an inspector, a detective, a medical, and then a crime writer. And then he invites 4 people that may be criminals, or he thinks are murderers that have gotten away with it. And then the host ends up murdered. So the 4 detectives and crime fighters have to kind of go against these 4 witnesses and come up with who did it. So it was interesting in that regard. But like, again, I honestly don't remember who did it in the end. So 3-star again. And then I read The Murder of Roger Ackroyd, and I gave this a 4-star. This is actually really, really a really good book. I did not expect this at all. I did not expect where it was going. I totally didn't guess this, and I think it pisses a lot of people off, the ending, but you can tell just like this book definitely launched a lot of other books. And actually, when you look at like 100 books to read before you die lists, or books you must read, or 100 mysteries to read before you die, like all these really important book lists, this is the only Agatha Christie book that actually appears. So there is something to be said for this, like how amazing this book actually is. It really does, the ending does kind of shock you, and you really can't believe you just read all that. So far in my quest to read all the Agatha Christie books, ABC Murders, And Then There Were None, and this one are my favorite. So I do recommend everybody read this one, definitely. This book, The Chestnut Man by Søren Sveistrup. This is a Nordic noir thriller. It's quite a hefty one. It's disturbing, as like this is a really disturbing book. This is about a serial killer who is mutilating women, and he's targeting women and then leaving them mutilated, and then leaving a little tiny like chestnut doll at the crime scene, and it's like a head and a little chestnut body, and then little matchsticks for arms and legs. And it's a detective and a police inspector or something. Like one of them comes from like an Interpol kind of thing in Europe, and then the other one is just like a local detective, and they're going to solve this crime. If you really like dark, disturbing, fucked up books, this is for you. I read it pretty quick. It has short chapters, so it moves quite well. I just felt like it kind of was dragging on after a while. I didn't expect the ending. I did not see it coming, who this killer was. However, the thing I notice in Nordic noir is they always seem to involve like abuse against children, most often sexual abuse against children. I don't know why that is. But to me, like, I can read a lot of fucked up shit, but I really struggle to get through that type of a content. So I gave it 3-star to be like objective. I think there are like it was a bestseller here. I think a lot of people really did like it, but for me, like often picking up Nordic noir, I find they all kind of have that underlying theme, and I'm not a huge fan of that. There's like one more Nordic noir I think I want to read, and then I might be done with the genre. Not saying they're bad books or anything, it's just that is a kind of reoccurring theme, and it's not for me. So do it that way you will. I often like this author, and this is his brand new book that came out in March, end of March, I think. Every Vow You Break by Peter Swanson. I have mixed feelings that I didn't even rate it because I don't entirely know how I feel about this to give it an accurate rating. This might be like I'll finally rate it at the end of the year because I might have to decide if it's going to go to best or worst. I read it in one sitting, so it's paced very well, which I appreciate. This is about a woman that's recently married, and her husband go to this like remote getaway island, and she believes like her stalker is following her. As it was going through, I was like, what the fuck is this story? Like, what the fuck is this? It starts as like a stalker story, and then it starts as like, do you know who you married story? And then it starts to become like a cult book. I just felt like there were so many different directions that this was going, and when I found out what was going on, I was sitting there and I probably had this look on my face while I was reading it because I don't know. And then like there kind of is like a revenge story. I don't know. I honestly do not know how I feel about this, how I feel about the ending, how I feel about what happened, what I think about it. Like I don't know. This is one of the first books where I can't even say if I really liked it, hated it, or didn't like it. Like I don't know, genuinely. So, again, I will say Peter Swanson's pretty good at his craft. The Kind Worth Killing is one of my favorite mystery thrillers of all time. I read a couple of his other ones, and I liked them still. Like, even if I didn't love it as much as I love The Kind Worth Killing, I still liked them. This one, though, I don't know. I just want to know what other people thought about it because I genuinely don't know. So read it. Read it. Pacing's well. It is. It's paced very well. So I'm gonna say read it, but I'm not gonna know if you like it or not, or if you will, or what audience would like it, because I don't even know. I don't even know how I feel about it. So do with that what you will. I had this book on my shelf for years, and I tried to pick it up a couple times, and I never finished it, but I decided to push through it this month. Life After Life by Kate Atkinson. Atkinson? Sorry. This is a hard book, I find. First of all, I love the cover. I love foxes. They're my jam. I love foxes. This is, I think, ambitious because this is following this woman named Ursula. And in the beginning, she assassinates someone. And then you follow her being born and then dying. And she, for some reason, lives many lives until she gets it right. So this is technically historical fiction. The issue I have with this book, I think I gave it a 2-star. The issue I have with this book is it's so hard. She's a great writer. She's obviously very talented, and the way she describes some of the events in history is really disgusting. Like, there's a part where the Blitz in World War II is happening, and she's involved in the Blitz more than once, and there are some very disgusting descriptions of the scene. It's hard to keep people in when you're literally reading the same thing over and over and over again. And that, I think, is my biggest issue, which I understand is the point. But I didn't expect, like, there's a part when she's a kid growing up, and this, I think it's the Spanish flu, is going around, and she literally dies and is reborn and then lives the Spanish flu scene like 7 chapters or something, like 5 or 7 chapters, something ridiculous, where I'm getting to the point where I'm like, what the fuck am I doing? It's hard. It's a hard thing to keep people in, and I think that would be a lot of people's biggest issue. I normally like time travel books. I'm not normally like confused by it, but even when they seem to be stuck in this loop, like something always kind of changes, whereas this feels like it doesn't really. Like, I feel like I'm literally reading the same scene over and over and over again, and that was really difficult for me. So objectively, the writing is beautiful. It's a great historical fiction, some of the best writing about the Blitz especially I've ever read. I appreciate the ambition of it. I don't think it was for me. Bonus for the cover, though. And finally, I found a 5-star. I seem to be getting 1 5-star read per month, so at least there's that. I translated this and finally finished it. This is Mike Oldfield im Schaukelstuhl. Schaukelstuhl? I might be saying that wrong. I'm still like novice German. This is written by Till Lindemann, the lead singer of Rammstein. His father was a children's author, and he wrote this book, and it's basically like memoir diaries about, I think it's like 2 years time that Till was 19 and living with him. And it's kind of like him trying to figure out how to bond with his son. So, like, it is nonfiction. The names were changed, but you know what's going on. I got so much more from this book than I expected. I was expecting to kind of get more insight into who Till is and how he was growing up. I ended up, his father is talking, like there's some chapters where it'll say memory, and he'll go back into talking about something that happened in his childhood while he was growing up, literally in the throes of Hitler taking over. And I didn't expect to get that perspective. I didn't expect to get like a story of someone growing up in war and just how people felt about what was actually happening. And I did not expect that from this. I love Till as an artist. I think he is a beautiful poetry writer, and he is phenomenal on stage and a phenomenal songwriter and an artist. And Till wrote the afterword for this in 2019, and he had a kind of a strained relationship with his dad. And then he kind of like gave his perspective on what happened, and it changed things that I got from this. And so you realize that it just, he reading his afterword was really amazing too. And reading how deeply he hated like the military service and what was happening, and angry about the things that had happened in their history. And it was just, I got so much more from this than I expected. I almost wish this was translated into English for everybody to read because it's so interesting. Regardless, like if you like the band or not, regardless if you like Till or not, I do, I really, really do. So I, once I got on the roll of translating this, I like was going. There was some kind of disturbing pieces in here. There was some like really sad, like I almost cried a couple times. Yeah, it was so much more. Easy 5-star for me because, again, like I found out what I wanted to know and what I thought this was going to be, but then I got so much more about living in Germany at these times in history that I didn't know about. So, 5-star. So happy. I'm so happy. And he actually like recreated the photo. So that was like 2019, and then that was the original photo taken in Germany. So I love it. I love it. I love it so much. I keep getting stuck in fucking a TikTok loop at night, so I've not been reading very well. And I feel like garbage when I like realize that I've just been on TikTok for like hours. So I'm stopping that nonsense. I'm hoping to read more, and I'm hoping to read better books in May. So yeah, please like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you've read anything. If there's anything similar you think I should read, please let me know. I don't have an exit. Bye.